Hello guys, welcome to my this video, and in this Angular tutorial I will show you how can make this type of review slider. I mean testimonial slider. So here you can see the preview first of all. So if I slide, so it's sliding, and if the slider is in, so the button is disabled. Now here you can see the button is disabled, and the same way if the slider is in, so the next button is also disabled. And you can slide by dot. Here you can see, and this is the slider. I have used the owl carousel. So here I will show how you can use owl carousel in your Angular project. And the previously I had made this design. So actually I'm making a landing page. So guys, if you want to add this design, so I will provide the link in description of this design, so you can add this design. And in this video just I will show you how you can add this owl carousel for review slider. Okay, so first of all I will open my Visual Studio Code editor. So here you can see I have opened app component.html, css, ts and style.css. that is global css, and here you can see I have written already some code. So guys, here you may confuse what is the code actually. So this code I had written for this design, which I have shown in my previous tutorial. So if you watch my previous tutorial, so you will get this code, and here I have minimized all this code because I will add the slider above all the design. Okay, so this slider HTML code I will start to write from here, I mean above all the HTML code and the CSS file. So container is the common thing. I use container for every section, so that is common. So CSS for the this review, or you can say testimonial slider, I will start to write from here. Okay, and now the ts file here I have already used the owl carousel, and previous video I had shown you how you can implement owl carousel in your project. So if I show the preview, so this card I have used owl carousel, and this partner here you can see I have used owl carousel. So this one is for card, I mean partner, and this one is for this card. These two owl carousel I have used already. Okay, so guys, here the new testimonial slider, the owl carousel, I will start to write from here. And just notice here this one is inside this export class here, so I will write from here. Okay, so this one not the from here, just I will write all the code from here. So I will write from here above all this code. Okay, and the style.css, so this is the global style, I mean which is common, so that we write inside this style.css. And if you want to design the owl carousel button, so that time we have to be write it in our style page. Like guys, here this is the owl carousel preview and next button. So when we add a design, by default you can see here, now when I'm hover on this, so that time the color is changing, but by default you will not get that. So for changing this color and making it round and this icon, we had to write this code. So this code we cannot write the component css file, we are to write this one in global css, I mean in style.css. so that's why I have opened this style.css, because this testimonial slider design I will button design I will write in this style.css, and that one I will write from here, because this testimonial slider I will add the design in above of this all the design. So that's why this code I will write above all the code. Okay, and the body is common, so that's why I will keep it, but below of the body I will start to write this testimonial slider CSS. So now guys, here first of all I will show how you can implement owl carousel in your project. So previously I have discussed about it deeply, but guys here, so I will give you the brief idea. Here I already installed owl carousel, because in this project here I have already used this owl carousel. So here I will not give you the deep idea, just I will briefly idea give you. So okay, now first of all I will open a new tab, and just here I have to go to npm package. So here I will type ngx owl carousel o, and this link I will provide in my description. Okay, and all the code also, whatever I will put for the owl carousel, that I will provide in my description, so you can easily do that from my description, otherwise you can go to the link, and what step I will show you, that step just you have to be follow, and then you will find owl carousel implemented in your project. So after typing this one, ngx owl carousel o, you can see I'm getting this link, and you also get this link. Okay, ngx owl carousel -o npm. So I will open this link, and it will be redirect to owl carousel npm site. So first of all, here you can see this command. So this command I have to be installed. So I will copy this command. So how to copy? Just here I have to be click on this command. So I already clicked, and now I will come to my Visual Studio Code Editor. So if you are using Visual Studio Code Editor, so you will get here terminal. But if you are not, so then you can open command prompt. From there you can install owl carousel. How you install any component, anything directive, so this way you can do that. So here I'm using Visual Studio Code Editor, and here already open a terminal, you can see here. So this terminal I have just run my projects like ngserve. So I will open another terminal, just terminal, new terminal. Okay, so I open a new terminal, and just here I will paste this command which I copied from here, you can see. So this command I have pasted, and now I have to press enter for installing owl carousel. So guys, here I have already installed owl carousel, so I will not install this command again. But if you didn't install owl carousel in your project, so you do that. Okay, so I will remove this command because I already installed. And now guys, one thing just you have to be installed, that is npm tslib. Okay, so tslib npm. So that command I will write in description also, and the side link I will provide also, so you can read the documentation. But actually the documentation we don't need, just the command we have to be installed. The command is npm I tslib. So the same way just you have to be copy this command. And how you can copy? Just you have to be click on this command line, and after that the same way you have to be come here and just paste npm tslib and press enter. So it will be automatically installed. So if you done once, so that means owl carousel installation process is completed. Okay, so now I will remove this terminal, and here, okay, so I remove this terminal and I will decrease the size of this terminal. So after installing two commands, then the thing is you have to be open angular.json file. So this is my project. Okay, so if I search in my project folder, so here you can see angular.json file, this one. Okay, so here now you have to be go your owl carousel official site. So this npm tslib I will close because I don't need now, because I already installed the command, and now I don't need, because just need the tslib package. So I already installed, and you also do that. And now you have to become your ngx owl carousel o, and now here you can see here is mentioned angular.json file. So here I have opened angular.json file, and now style array. So in this angular.json file, it start from here. If you open angular.json file from your project folder, so you will get the same thing. So here just you have to be scroll down, and you will get this style array, and inside this style array you will get the pre-default this style.css, which it mentioned here also. You can see style.sass or style.css. That means suppose if you are using in your project sass, so you will get by default this one, and if you are using css, so you will get by default css. I am using css in my project, so you can see by default this one. And above this css, just you have to be copy this 2 line of code, and here you have to be paste. So above this css I already paste this 2 line. Okay, so you can see that. So you do the same thing, just copy from here, and above this css or sass, whatever you are using in your project, just you have to be paste here. So angular.json file is done. Okay, I will close this one, and after that just I will scroll it again, and now here you can see it's showing import browser animation module into app module. So I have to be open app module. So now from here, just here you can see this is app module. So you will find app module in your project folder also. So here just you have to be install browser animation module. So you can see I have already installed browser animation module. You can see, so you can write this importation line from here. Otherwise you can go to Angular official site. Just here you have to be type browser animation module angular.io. okay, so here I will, this site is not redirecting, so I will open this one. So this is not also redirecting, so let's check it which is redirect to the Angular official site. So if I type here Angular official website, so let's check it. Okay, it's directly redirect to my Angular official site. So I will provide this link in description also. Otherwise I will provide this import line in description also. So you can it will be better without go to the official site. Just from my description you will copy this line and just in your app module.ts you can import. Okay, but here I will show the again, that is you can see you will get this browser animation module, and this browser animation module you have to be import in your imports array. Like here I have installed this one, and the same thing I have import in my imports array. You can see, so same step you have to be follow. I have already installed because I use Owlcarazwal in this project already. Okay, so this one you have to be do, and now after that again I will come to the site of Owlcarazwal. Here you can see in our app module.ts, this Carousel module I have to be import. So in app module.ts if you find, so you can see this Carousel module I have already import, and this Carousel module in this import array you can see here also I have import, and the same thing you can copy from here, and this Carousel module in your import array you have to be paste. So same this line also I will provide in my description, and so you can directly copy from my description and put in your project. Otherwise you can go to the official site and check from here. So here I will suggest go to official site and do by yourself, so it will be easy for you. Okay, and now guys here where I will import my Owlcarazwal. Like here first of all I will close this app module because I don't need that, already whatever we need that I import. So I will close, and I want to implement Owlcarazwal in my app component. So I will go to the app component.ts file. So here you can see it's saying that is I have to be import this owl option. So now here you can see I already import this owl option, this one, and after that just here I have to be write this code from here to here. So I will copy this code and just here I will paste. Okay, so I will change this custom option to testy. Here I will change it testimonial slider, testimonial slider, this one. Okay, and something here I will change and I will explain that also. So now here mouse drag, first of all I will implement the slider and then I will discuss about all the property, and it will be easy to understand. So the ts file is done. So now guys here I will scroll down, and here you can see the HTML file code. You can see this one is written, that is HTML file code. So the HTML file code, here is the div and here is the div in below of this line. So I don't need this two div, just I will copy only the Owlcarazwal. So apart from this two div I will copy from here to here, and now in the HTML file, just above all this code here I will paste. So now, so here you can see this is the custom options. So this is unique actually. Okay, so how many slider you have to be, you will implement in this project. Like in my this project I have implemented two slider already, this one and this one. So for the two slider here I have written the unique name. So now I am implementing the another slider above here. So for that here I have to write the unique name, and the unique name I have already written here also. So this name I will pass just here. So after that just I will save, and if I show, so you will okay, so I forgot to save in my TS file. So I will save in my TS file, and now here you can see the slider is implemented. You can see here slide 1 2 3, but it's not sliding because now I will show you the property. So mouse drag true. Mouse drag means when I will try to slide by my mouse by dragging, so that here I have written false. So that's I have to be right here true. And the touch drag. Touch drag means when I will open this website from in my phone, so that time there will not be mouse. So there I have to be slide by my hand. That is touch, because phone Android is the touch screen. So that time I have to be slide it by touch. So that is touch drag. So touch drag is true. And this pull drag you have to be right true also. Okay. And the dot. Dot means I hope you know when I was showing. So there was the dot. By dot we can slide. So here I will add the dot. So this is dot. And the nap speed. Nap speed means when I will slide by mouse or the button or the dot, so how speed it will take for sliding. So that is nap speed. So you can increase and decrease the nap speed size. And now this one is the nap text. Nap text means is for button. So here button you can write name of the button, but here I will not write name. I will add font awesome icon. So in my another slider, if I comes here, so here you can see I have already added the font awesome icon for this slider. So I will copy from here the icon. Here if I down, so here you can see for this slider I have already added this font awesome icon, you can see. So the same thing I will add here. So here for this slider, just here I will add. So this icon, just you pause my video and write in your code, because this thing I will not provide in description. This code I will provide in my description, but this thing I cannot provide because here you can see this is the angle braces, and angle braces is not supported in video description. Okay, so that's why I cannot provide the icon. So you can put, and the it's very simple, just fa caret left, and for here fa caret right, and this is the font awesome icon. So for using this icon, before you have to be installed font awesome, for in your project. So that I also shown how you can use font awesome. So that link I will provide in my description also. So if you can watch that video and you will know how to install font awesome. So here I hope you understand. So here is the angle braces, so that's why this icon I cannot provide, because angle braces is not supported in description. Okay, so that's it. And the HTML code I will provide, but apart from this angle braces. Okay, so this HTML code apart from this angle braces I will provide all the code in my description also. So it will be easy to find the code. You don't have to be go, if you don't want to go official site, you can do that. Just from my description you can put all the code, and I will provide the code sequence wise. So you have to put the same thing sequence wise. Okay, so slider is done. So now I will save, and the nap, here you can see nap text. I have written this text is icon, and if I comes below of this code, so here is the nap text true. That means I will find this nap text. Okay, if it's by default false, so you have to be write true. And the first view, suppose my laptop, this I'm using my laptop, so my laptop screen size above 940. So when if your screen size is above 940, so these are for responsive. You can see this, that means it's a media query. So that means it's a media query. Media query means, guys, when this site you will open your phone, so the phone screen size will be shorter than your laptop or your tab. Okay, so that time the design may be break, because now you can see it's a 4 column, but when 4 card you can see here, but when you will open from your phone or tab, so that time you cannot see phone 4 card in one line. So the design will be break, because the screen size will be a very short. So that's why we write media query. So that time we can do one thing, that is all the card I will take in below of this card, line by line, not a one single line. Okay, so that is called media query. So that means first view, when I will open my project, so in the first view, when my screen size will be more than 940 pixel, so how many item I can see? So like here you can see my screen size is more than 940 pixel, and when it's a 940 pixel, so that time I can see 3 items, slider 1, slider 2 and the slider 3, because here you can see I have written 4 and my slider is 3. So now if I increase the another, so if I copy another item and just if I change 4, so you will find I will get 4 slider. So here it will refresh, so you can see I'm getting 4 slider. Okay, like this one. And now guys, here if I again another slide item, if I increase and if I change it name 5, so let's see how many slider I will get in first view. So here you can see I'm not getting 5 item, I'm getting 4, because I have written so I will bring it first of all here, and here you can see when the screen size is 940 or above 940, so that time item I can see only 4 item. Okay, so that's why here is the 5 item, but here I'm getting 4 because I have written this 4. Like suppose if I write here 1, so that means if my screen size is 940 or more than 940, so I will get 1 item out of 5 item. Here you can see I have added 5 item, but I will get 1 item. So now here I will save this one, and now you will find, you can see I'm getting only 1 item. And the another thing you can see, I can slide by my mouse, you can see here. And when suppose another thing I want to show, that is first of all slider 1. Okay, so now if I slide, this is slide 2, slide 3, 4 and 5. So the here total item is 5, you can see. So now that means no other remaining item for slide here. But if I slide again, so it's coming 1. That means it's looping. So here is the another CSS slider property, that is loop true. So that means if the slider is end, so it will come the first slider again, that is loop. But if I write loop false, so that means here I will show the difference. So slider 1, so slider 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I complete all the slider out of 5 item, and here it's showing 5. And now if I go to slide, so you can see I cannot slide because I have written that is loop false. That means if the slider is end, so that time I cannot slide. Next I can slide preview. You can see here if I comes 1, so then I cannot preview again, because before 1 there is no item. So that is actually loop. So I hope here you have understand about slider. And now here I will cut from here this one, and now I will start to write the design for this testimonial slider. This is done, and now I will start to write the design. And here you can see the dot, how many item you will write here, so that dot you will get here. So if I write here slide 3 item, so you will find here now it will be a 3 dot. So if I show here refresh, you can see it's a 3 dot, and I can slide by this dot also. And this is the button, that is nap. So you can see, and this icon I have added in my ts file, this icon. Okay, so now guys I will start to write the design. So first of all here I will create a section. So section, and then class, and the section name I will write test testimonial. So class name, id name, and when we write the javascript, jquery or typescript, the variable name you can write the same, as per your choice. Okay, and now here I will write containers. So this is not a bootstrap class. Okay, here I have written the containers. You have to be just notice here bootstrap class is that is container. Okay, but I have added containers extra s, so that is the custom css, and these containers I have written here. So I already saying that this container is the common class. I use this containers class for all the section, so that's why I have written here, and I will start to write for testimonial slider css from here. So first of all I will quickly design for slider, and then I will write the css. So this one is the done, and just from this slider I will cut from here now, and just here I will paste. And guys, first of all I will add the design for the one slider, and after that I will copy and paste. So now here first of all I will add the design for slide 1. So this one I will remove, because here I will not show text, I will show the image, everything, image description, because this is the testimonial slider. So first of all here I will write deep class testimonial image. So in this deep here I will write the image, who will give you the review. So image source, and here I have already stored some images. So dot slash, and inside this assets folder testimonial and m1, this image I have stored, and alt tag here I will write testimonial, this one. So guys, if you don't know alt tag, I discussed in my previous tutorial, but here I am giving you the idea. Alt tag is mainly used for SEO tag. And suppose guys this image path is missing, so here I have written the static image path, but guys maybe the image comes from API, or mistakenly you have written the wrong image name. Suppose here I have stored the image name m1, there is the image, but if I write aapa.png, so by this aa name there is no image, so that time the image will be blank. So whatever I will pass alt tag, so if the image path is missing, so that time that this text will be shown in the browser. So if I save, and suppose if I show here first of all, so you can see the image is missing, so that time I am getting whatever I pass in this alt tag, this testimonial. Okay, so but the image is not missing. Suppose here is the same path of image, so that time I will not get alt tag, I will get the image. You can see this image. After that just I will add the proper design, but first of all here I show, and now here I will write the content. So deep class testimonial content. Okay, and now here first of all who will give the review, so that name I will write here. So the name I will write this one, any dummy name here I will write, because this is not a live testimonial. Just here how can make a design for testimonial, so that's I'm showing. So you can write the dummy text here, you can write your name also. So and the designation, so here I will write h3 tag, and designation I will write here web designer, this one. And now the review. Okay, this man is giving the review for this site. So how this site, so that review, I don't know what this man will write. So I will now do one thing, I will go lorem ipsum. Just you have to be type lorem ipsum. This is the dummy text. Dummy text means suppose this website is your live and you don't know the content, so you can take content from this lorem ipsum, you will not get copyright issue. But if you take content from any live website, then your website may be disabled, because guys you are taking someone's content from someone's website, so that means you will get the copyright issue. So this content is free in lorem ipsum. so you can take any content from here. So here I will take the content from here to here, this two line I will copy and just here I will paste. Okay, and now here just I will break this one so it will be easy. So I will remove, I don't need too much content, just this one. Okay, so save. So now here it's done, that is the first the name, designation and the review, whatever he thinking about this site. So if I show the preview, so here you can see name, this designation and this one. So now here I cannot slide because here I had written that is loop false and the slider is 1, you can see here. So there is no other remaining slider for sliding. So I can do one thing now, just here I will copy this one and I will paste, and just name I will change and image change and designation I will change. Okay, so here I will change the image is M2 because in this M2 name I have already stored a image. So and the name I will change it into like John, and this one I will change developer, web developer. Okay, John is the web developer, and review I will keep it same. You can change the review also, but I will now keep it same. And again I will copy this one, paste, and here I will change it to name M3 because by this M3 name I already stored images. And this one I will write the name is Mark, and Mark is the suppose graphics designer. Okay, and review is I will write the same for Mark. This one is the done. And now I will add the CSS. So I will bring this CSS file here, and the CSS I will start to write from here. So first CSS I will write for this testimonial. Okay, so here testimonial, and now here I will write the background image. So background image URL / assets, and in this assets folder, testimonial folder, I have stored this image, that name is bg.png. and now here I will write background size. So the background size is cover, background repeat. When we write background image, so that time with this background image we have to write some extra CSS property, and I will explain what is this CSS property. So background repeat, no repeat, done, and background position. So background position is center. And now padding, here I will write padding is top and bottom 20 pixel, left and right 0, and the another position is relative. So now guys, here the background size is covered. Suppose my skin size is 940 or more than 940 because the it's a laptop, and if you are opening the from tab, so the skin size will be maybe 767. Okay, so now guys, suppose the image size, I don't know the background image size. Suppose the background image size, suppose here it's a 200. Okay, so 200 pixel, and my screen size is 900 pixel. So when the image size it's 200 but my screen size is 900, so how this it will be a background image, because image size is shorter than our screen size. So that time it will be do like, suppose here the my screen size is 600. Okay, so now again it's a shorter than my screen size. So how it will do? So it will repeat, it will like this. So that means 200 200 200, it's a 600. So like 3 times the image will be repeat, and it will cover my background up. This is which is 600. But I don't need that. I need the one image will be still here in my background, and the image will not be repeat. So that means here just I have to be written, that is background repeat, no repeat. That's one. That means background will not be repeat, I mean it will not be repeat for 3 times for covering 600. But guys, so how it will be cover my 600 screen size, because image is 200. So that time here I have written background size is cover. So that means the background size will be cover this 200 pixel image, not it will be repeat. Okay, so how it is cover? So that time the image will be stretched from 200 to 600. This single image will be stretched to 600. Okay, and the background position is center. So that means the image will start from center and the background size is covered. That means this 200 image will be covered to 600. It will be a stretch. So I hope here I can clear. So this one is the done. And now first of all I will save this one and I will show you the preview. So here you can see the background image is added. So now I will design this image, because image is showing too big and it's the face is blurring. So first of all now I will add the image. So I will open one item. So here is the class name, this one. So I will copy this class name and just below of this here I will write with. First of all I will set the parent of the image, because this image is coming from this one and this image parent is this one. So first of all I will set the width and height of this parent. So height is 110 pixel and the margin is 0 auto. So that means the margin top and bottom 0 and left and right is equal. Equal means it will be comes in a middle, that is auto. Okay, and now here I will copy this parent class again of the image and just here I will paste, and now I will add the design for this image tag. So here this image. Okay, so here I did not add any dot or hashtag because this is the tag. So tag we use directly. When we use class name, you can see this is the class name testimonial image. So that time before the class name I have added dot, you can see. But when it's a tag name we don't need to add dot, hashtag, anything. When we write id, so that time we start to write id from hashtag. So this one is the done. And now here I will write border radius. So because I will make this image round. Okay, and now here I will write the border. So border will be 5 pixels solid and the border color. So border color is RGBA. So red is for green, R is for red, G is for green, B is for blue, and A means it's a opacity. So here I will write this one. So red 255, green 255, blue 255, and the opacity is 0.1. So this is done. And now the image height. So image height will be the same of the parent of this image. So width 100 pixel and height 100 pixel. So here you can write like 100 pixel and the height is 100 pixel, the same of this parent class of this image. But guys, suppose I have to be increase the width and height. So that time here I have to be increase and also here I have to be increase for the image. So for that here I will not set the width pixel, I will set width is 100% and height is also 100%. That means if I want set the parent width and height, so now if I write the 100% width and height of the child, so that means the width 100 and height 100%, it will be same like this one, because the parent is 110 pixel, so it will not be overflow. Just 100% means this 100% means it will go up to the parent, not it will be overflow. Okay, so this one is the done. So now if I save, and you can see here the image will be a 110 pixel, so you can see. And now guys, here I will add the design for this h2 tag. So the h2 tag's parent class is this one, so I will copy this one and just here I will paste, and it's a class, so first of all I will write dot and then h2. So now here I will write the font size of this h2 class, that is 16 pixel. Color will be ff, this orange color code. And here font weight is 600 because I will make this font bolder. Text transform is uppercase, that is guys, uppercase means here if I show this name, this one, so this one is now first of all first letter is capital, and after that it's a small letter, this name. Okay, but guys if I write uppercase, so that means all the letter will be capital, so that is text transform uppercase. That means if transform this text uppercase. And now margin, so margin is 9 pixel in top and 0 in right, and the bottom is 5 rem. So this is the another one, rem like a pixel. You can write here the pixel also, or otherwise you can write rem vh, like you can choose anything. And now here the line height, so the line height means I will explain the line height about. So first of all I will write the line height is 1.2 pixel. Suppose guys here just I'm explaining line height. Suppose here is the a, and after that if I write this one, so this one is the 2 line, this one is the 2 line. Okay, so between these 2 lines here is no space, so for adding the space of the line you can see, so that's why we write line height. So that means it will be a height of the line, so that means it will be add a space between these 2 lines, so that is actually line height. So I have added the design for this h2 tag. So now if I show, you can see here it's looking like this, but the text is not a middle. So here is the bootstrap class that we have to be write in our HTML file. In this testimonial content, here I will write a bootstrap class text center. So for adding this class, first of all you have to be install bootstrap css in your project. So I have already made a video how to install bootstrap css, so that link I will provide in my description also. Okay, so after written this class, so that means whatever content will be inside this text center, I mean this content, so that will be in a middle. So now if I save and if I check here, so you will find this one is the middle. So you can see now this one is the middle. And now guys I will add the design for this h3 tag. So same h3 tag is parent this one, so here I will paste and then h3, and now I will add the design. So font size, first of all it's a 15 pixel, and then font size it's done. Then color I will write white color, and now here I will write line height. So line height is 16 pixel, and the another css that is margin. So margin top is 8 pixel, right is 0, and the bottom is 10 pixel, this one. And letter spacing, so letter spacing is 0.4 pixel. Letter spacing means suppose here is the this one is the this one is the letter, so every letter there is, if I want to add space like this way, so that is actually letter spacing. Okay, so this is letter spacing, so letter spacing is 0.4 pixels. So I will save and I will show the preview. So here you can see now it's coming like this one, and just I will inspect this one because margin is not adding, so I have to be check why it's. So just margin here I will add more margin, so 8 pixel to I think it will 18 pixel, it will looks better. And for the h2 just here yeah, for it 18 pixel is better. So I will change this H2 margin 9 pixel to 18 pixel, and same for this one 18 pixel. So now it will looks perfect. So here you can see it's looking now perfect. And now I will add the design for this p tag, I mean this one. So same, it's a parent is this one. So I will copy, paste and p tag, and now I will add the design for this p tag. So first of all, here I will write position is relative, and margin is top 28 pixel, and the right I will write using a percentage. So right 30%, and bottom is 70 pixel, and left is also 30%. So this is done. Font style, it's a italic, that means this paragraph will be a little bit of blend. And font size is 14 pixel. Font size not a 14, I will add 15 pixel, so it will be a more visible. So font size is 15 pixel. Color is this color code, grayish color, and line height is 23 pixel, and position relative I have written already. So now I will save. So now you can see it's coming like this way. So now it's looking better. And just starting of this paragraph and ending of this paragraph, here I will add a quotation sign. So that's why the quotation sign will be floated. So where it will be floated? On this p tag. So that's why p tag is relative and the quotation site will be absolute. And the quotation site where I will write, just I will copy this one, and before means just starting of this content, that is before, and end of this content, that is after. So both of this before and after I will add the quotation sign. So copy, paste, and instead of before, here I will write after. So I will add first of all the quotation sign for this before. So here I will write content. So content, this one, and the content will be here this, and F10D. So now you are thinking, what is this? Actually this one is the font awesome code. So I will close this lorem ipsum, and here if I open the font awesome official site, so this one, so it will be redirected to like this. And now here if I size the icon quote, so this one, okay, quote right and quote left. So first of all, quote right. So every icon, here is the class which you can use in HTML file, and here you can see the unique code that you can use in your CSS file. So that code I have written here. So when we write the code, so you cannot write directly, just here you have to be write a slash date code, okay. And another thing, the must when we write font awesome in CSS, so font family, here you have to be write font awesome. F is the capital and A is the capital of font awesome. So this one done. And now here I will write position absolute, because I will make it float this div. And when we write position absolute, so we have to decide from where the div will be floated. So left is 15 minus 15%, top is minus 50%, and the font size of this icon will be 42 pixel, okay, 42 pixel. And then the color of this font will be 255, so this color, okay. So this is done. And for the after tag, I will just write the same code, but instead of D, here I will write E. Icon name is this one. And the left and top, here I have to be changed. So instead of left, it will be a right, because here the after tag will be here, so it's a right, and the before tag here, so it's a left. So that is right of this p tag 15%. And bottom bottom will be 0. So this one and everything will be the same. So save, and now you will find. So here you can see the quotation sign is added, and now I will add the design for this button. Okay, so that button design I have to be add in my global CSS, that is style.css. So I will bring it here now, and the button I will add the design for this testimonial slider. So I will copy all of the main parent class, that is testimonial, and just here I will paste. And if I inspect this button, so here you can see this is owl preview and this is owl next. So first of all I will add the design for this owl preview. So dot owl preview, comma, I will copy this one, and this one is owl next. So some CSS for owl preview and owl next is the same, so the same CSS property, so that's why I have written into a one line. So now first of all it's a position absolute. So position absolute will be the same CSS property for next and preview button. So position absolute, and every CSS here I will write important. Okay, because there is the by default CSS, you can see here it's written, so that's coming from owl carousel CSS, but forcefully when I'm changing it, so that's why I have to be written into a global CSS, and I have to be write here the important. Okay, so every CSS property I have to be write important. And now the background color will be the same for everyone. So background color will be this F24 and hashtag. So this one, and now so okay, this is fine. And now here I will write width of this button. So width will be 64 pixel, and the height is also 64 pixel, and I will make this button round. So I will write border radius is 50%. When the width and height same, so that time if we write border radius, so it's a round, and the jet index I will write 2. So when we make an entity floated, so that time we have to set how much it will be floated, so that is jet index. So jet index is 2. And now here I have to be write the font size. That means in this button if I show, there is the font, you can see icon which I passed in our TS file. Here you can see, so this icon size I have to be add. So the font size will be 24 pixel, and this CSS property whatever I'm writing, so that will be the same for preview and next. So that's why I have written into a one line, but which will be the different CSS, so that I will write the different. So now the color of this font icon will be this color, and the transition, when I will hover on this button, so that time here I will add the transition, so that is this one. Okay, so this is done, and the some different CSS, another thing that is here I will write top is 50%, because all the button will be into a middle, here. So that's why top is here 50%, but the preview button will be here and the next button will be here. And here every CSS I forgot to write important, so here I will write important, because without important you can see the button is not round, nothing is done here. So that's why for every CSS I have to be write important. So here I will paste, also here everywhere I will just paste this important, and then I will save, and I will show you, you will find the effect. So now if I save, and now you will find this one, the button will be round and everything. So you can see the button is round, the icon is increased, but the icon I have to be make it bring, but before that I have to bring it into a middle, but before that this preview icon will be here and the next icon will be a right side. So for that, first of all here just separately I have to be write the CSS for this preview and the next. So this one preview, and for this next I will change into a next. So now the preview will be that is left is 114 pixel, and the next will be the right is 48 pixel. And for just here I will write the another CSS property, transform translate, that is minus 50% comma minus 50%. So this will be the same for each. And transform translate make strongly this top left right CSS property. Okay, so here I will just copy this important and paste here and here also. So now you will find icon is here. So you can see the icon is now here. Okay, and you can see here. So now guys, one thing just I have to be do, this icon I have to be bring into middle of this button. So for that I will copy this one and just below of this here preview that means here is there is the preview button and the icon, and next button and the icon. And first of all here I will write the position is absolute and top is 50%, left is 50%, transform translate is minus 50%, minus 50%. So this is done, you can see. So now, and now guys, you can see here the button icon is in a middle. Okay, but guys here I will do one thing, just I will copy this important and paste I will here, and every CSS property I will paste. And guys here I have to be add a hover effect. I mean when I will bring my mouse cursor on this button, so the color of the button will be changed. So for that here just I will copy this one and here paste and hover effect for this, and also the for the preview button. So now first of all I will change the background color. Background color will be this color, and I will write important, and the color I will change this color, and also I will write important. Okay, so now you will find the hover effect. So if I hover on this button, so you can see it's a change. But the another thing is wrong, that is you can see this heading and the designation, I mean name and the designation is in the left side. So I will go to the CSS file, and for this h2 and h3 here I have to be write the text align center. So text align, that is center. So for this h2 you can see, and for the h3 tag. So now it's a perfect, you can see, and I can change by the dot also, you can see here. So this is the testimonial slider is done. So I hope guys you have enjoyed this video, and if you want to get more update, so please subscribe and press the notification bell icon also.